Hi, everybody. So I have
Oh,
Tevelle and Dotan, and we're going to finish up our show that we started the other day. So we're excited because we're talking about history. How are you guys?
yes.
pretty good. Pretty good. We're ready. We're ready. Where did we
All
leave it?
right.
Where did we leave it off?
We left off, I
Tevelle's in
believe,
charge. Oh,
yes.
no.
We were talking about Indian Vedic text.
Oh,
But
perfect.
before we, I know, coincidence, huh?
Hmm.
Before we go into that, we just wanted to, oops, sorry, slideshow. Oh, hello. Mercury in retrograde or something. Okay. We just wanted to show you guys Honey's new tea that she made in collaboration with us, Matrix Dropout. It's a cut and sew t-shirt specifically made for women to be flattering on the body, and we're super excited about it. We think all of you guys are Matrix dropouts, and it was something very near and dear to our hearts.
I love it. Yeah, I love decoding the Matrix.
Absolutely. And we just spent 8 months working on creating a Starseed quiz. So if you guys want to take it, the link is below. It'll be on our website. And we're so proud of it and so excited to share it with you guys. So check it out. All
Very
right,
fun.
Nice.
get started.
Yes. Love the pictures you put in there too on those cards.
Thank
It's like
you.
tarot. It looks like tarot.
Right, right.
Yeah,
No,
Exactly.
Tevelle did amazing work. She worked so
he
hard on
did.
that, and she talked to so many people. She consulted with so many. She did so much research. There it
Awesome.
is.
Thank you. It took, 10 years off my life, but who's counting? All right. Let's jump right back in. So right now we have Mesoamerica, and like our whole thing was talking about ET contact throughout time and like where we're seeing that in history.
Hmm.
So right here we have the Nazca lines in Peru, and these are like enormous geoglyphs visible only like in air, and like the precision and the shape of them are so otherworldly, that people do believe that it's, almost like, how you like brand a cow or like something like that, like that laser sharp focus, it looks like something like a laser beam did from, outer space. What do you think about that, honey?
Yeah, I do think that. So it was a frequency and a beam. And it feels like it was, I think it was Sirius or something. Came from, um, this was a branding and ownership thing.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, and these gods are really interesting too, because I feel like they were a little bit sketchy.
Sketchy. No, but it's interesting that like so many, and you'll see like later on as well, like almost every single civilization throughout in all different parts of the world always has like a recording or like a reference to like sky beings or like gods, like gods descending from the sky and like bringing them wisdom. Um, and then you think about like how in tune like these civilizations were with like celestial events, like solar calendars, seasons, um, and it makes you think, did these literal gods bring down information and help our people or civilization expand and progress into like new ages, give them knowledge that they didn't have before? I don't know.
Sometimes they took advantage of them.
Oh.
Yeah, and sometimes they gave them knowledge. So it feels like it went back and forth quite a bit. This period feels a little
Sketchy.
intense, a little icky
Okay.
to me. A little bit more like ownership than like, hey, let's all work together.
Right.
So
Yeah.
definitely not Pleiadians then.
No.
Mhm.
Okay, fair enough. And Abba, you were actually in Peru. Did you like have any sort of feelings or any experiences with any of this? I know that there's a lot of like hot spots, like Machu Picchu is like a huge what is it, on the solar lines or something? What is it?
Uh,
Or like it's a portal or something?
well, they say it is a portal. You see a lot of the way that things were built over there, uh, and it goes back thousands of years, and you realize that there were civilizations that knew some things that even today we don't know. And you see how their connection was always to the celestial, to the sky.
Mm,
So always going back to our sky, to our horoscope, to the number 12, to it always it repeats itself through many different civilizations in the world.
yeah.
What do you think
Mhm.
about that, honey?
Yeah. I think that pretty much everybody had ET contact except for us, who I don't know how they've hidden it for so long
Mm,
and bypassed it because they were doing it in the 50s. They were having like ET parties and they go out into the desert and look for ETs. And, we've had crashes that they couldn't contain all the information and all that kind of stuff. And that was mostly from fourth density ETs. So their ships were made of metal and, all that. But there's much higher beings, more advanced that have biological ships and they're here for peace, kind of in the Star Trek type, behavior or line of thinking.
Yeah.
And I'm just amazed, really, when people think that it's not real.
right,
Yeah.
right. You know, it feels like on so many levels, our social conditioning is so big and so strong that we can't really see them, even if they were or they are right here around us, next to us. So there's something, there's like a veil that we
Mhm.
haven't penetrated through yet because they're here.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because it's like there is that veil, and I totally agree with you, Abba. It's that veil that we can't seem to like fathom that it could be real, but in the same breath, it's in our face. All of the space movies, all of the aliens, everything's in our face, and maybe that's part of the conditioning where it's like so unthinkable, but it's so prevalent that if anything were to happen, it's like, oh, that's like science fiction. Like that couldn't be real. Like there's no way that that stuff only happens in the movies. Do you know what I mean? Maybe like that exposure is actually like reverse psychology to separate us. It's like this is not reality, this is reality. Anything that happens here could not happen here.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So we were just mentioning, you know, that a certain politician posted a picture of another politician. We're not going to get into who and why, and just with the comment, reptilian. So why would he call him a reptilian? Where did that come from? Why is that all of a sudden something that we hear a lot? You know, why does Nancy Pelosi sometimes laughing and saying, "Oh, I'm cold-blooded reptilian"? Where that language came from? Why a reptilian? Why not saying I'm a
Well,
snake?
because many had a lot of we'll just say cold-blooded action,
Mm,
okay, and could change their appearance. And this is in the past, but it's being exposed right now. So all of the David Icke stuff, which you'll want to go look him up, he was accurate. And it's important that people know that to some extent. And there was even a Simpsons show. I think it was a show, not the movie. And they were out on the White House steps. And all of a sudden, I think it was either Bart or Homer, and they had two masks in their hand and two reptile beings were basically in a debate with each other.
Right,
So it's been exposed over and over again. It's now that humanity's finally ready to hear it.
Mm.
right.
Yeah.
Now we're paying attention.
Hmm.
Now we're like, oh, why would he say that? Why would he call him a reptilian? Or at least we do. Maybe some other people still didn't get it. You know, something came out like around, I think, 2020 or 2021, when the head of the Israel space program, a scientist named Chaim Eshed, he said something very interesting. He said, there are extraterrestrials living on this planet. They're right now amongst us, human beings.
Hmm.
And he actually said that we, the US, has agreements with the Galactic Federation.
Really, I didn't hear that part before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
it
yes.
is
He
true.
actually said it. I can look it up for you in a few
That's
minutes.
fun. Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
actually,
Maybe we can put that below if there's like a link or anything that
Yeah.
you have. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's very exciting right now, you guys. Like things that were scary have been mostly resolved. And the only part of it that's still scary is the part that we have in our head. Um, and things are shifting, so they're actually revealing so much stuff right now. So it's a lot of fun. And history is really going to help that. I think it's very important too, because that's where all the tech is also at, is
Mhm.
in the
right,
history. Yeah.
right. And we all feel, especially you, feel that we're very close to some kind of like uh, a contact,
Yes,
right?
I do. Feel like we're really close. And the ETs are always talking, you know. When I bring them up, they're like, "Yes, yes, yes." You know, we're ready and they're really working on it. And a lot of it is frequency. So if you watch the movie Lucy,
Mhm.
she has this demonstration where she's talking to the scientists and she speeds a car up that's on a video. So she speeds the video up. And basically, the car goes faster and faster and faster. And eventually, you can't see it because it's going too fast. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it seems like time has sped up a bit.
Oh
Mm.
my God.
Yeah.
So we are going faster, right? And as we get to go faster and faster, guess who we're going to run into? Other beings that go faster.
Mm.
So we're basically speeding up our car, and eventually we will be going close to or the same speed as the ETs, and that will really help the whole meeting. They may have to slow themselves down a bit to meet us the first time.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Uh, there was a lot of talk about the Blue Beam project,
Yes.
where they can actually
Fake.
fake some kind of like ET invasion or so how will we be able to
Different.
distinguish between a fake contact to a real contact?
I think so because I don't really see that happening. I see it coming through the television with people that we know, right? So I continuously get it'll be with like the president and maybe a couple other people, like generals and things like that. um, coming out and actually saying it, then having them standing next to each other. And then we may have individual experiences, but I don't think they're interested in any kind of flashy thing.
Hmm.
Because if it is, then it just creates nervous system drama
Right.
from humans.
And
Yeah, from
fear.
yeah. So they're not interested in doing it that way. Yeah.
Dang. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Um, Abba, did you want to take over this one because I'm not super familiar with this story.
We kind of mentioned it a little bit on our last conversation, how mentioning in our Bible, in our Old Testament, when prophets and certain people are talking about aliens in a different way. So the wheel inside the wheel or wheel within a wheel basically looks like a flying saucer kind of a thing. Again, they describe things as how they chose to describe it or how they knew how to describe it back then. But
Hmm.
it's pretty obvious that those are what they saw was not something that was common, was something from a different realm. And that's why they looked at it as a miracle, as something different.
Hmm.
So Ezekiel was definitely one of them. We talked as well about Elijah last time, how he went up to the sky in his carriage of fire. And there's more mentioning in the Bible definitely about those phenomena.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The carriage of fire sounds like a rocket.
Exactly, right? A carriage of fire and
I love that. And like if you think about it, they're using words that they can like fathom at the time and you know.
Hmm.
Um
Book of Enoch. That's
Yeah.
interesting as well, right?
yeah.
The Nephilim, Enoch. So Enoch was chosen. By the way, the book of Enoch is not part of the Bible. It's not part of the Old Testament.
They pulled it out. Yeah.
They pulled it out, and uh, he lived for many years. Okay, uh, and he was flying over Earth. They took him and he flew over Earth, and he's talking about, and this is one of the things that we always have a question. He's talking about how Earth is a flat Earth with a dome.
Yeah.
So, according to Enoch, Earth's surface is flat and there is a dome to it. Eventually, Enoch was chosen by God to be his second or third in second in command. He became an angel and he became the angel Metatron.
Mm.
Metatron. So yes, a very powerful angel. Very interesting as well. So again,
Very interesting.
going back to the Old Testament, all kinds of stories like that.
Hmm.
And this is things that we are still debating with today, thousands of years after. Is Earth a flat surface? Is it round? Is there a dome? Can we really go out? Can we really leave this surface
You can go out, but through portals mainly.
through portals?
Yeah, it really is not. I mean, it's plasma. So you had the dome, which we were under, right? The dome is now gone. And now all we have is kind of like a matrix TV screen type thing. Um, so that's how they're able to say the sky looks like it does.
Like in Hunger Games.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
So look at Hunger Games if you want to know what's going on right now. So when she shot the arrow at it, it like shorted out,
Yeah.
right? When I look at the mountains, the sky doesn't look real to me at all because it looks like a TV screen behind the mountains. You can almost see the pixelation of it, like it doesn't look real.
Mm.
So if you have something in front of it, it's easier to tell that it's like false. Um, when I take pictures of the sun, it's purple around the sun.
Hmm.
And when I asked what color the sky really is, I got that it was periwinkle, which is a combination of blue and purple.
Like purple, yeah. It's a reddish
So,
blue, yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, but the dome is gone. And now we have the firmament, and the firmament covers a much larger portion, like the entirety of the top of Earth, which I always get is a toroidal field, which is kind of flat, like the top of an apple is kind of flat. And we were in only one part of it. So, of course, it was looking flat, you know. Um, so it's just really interesting, the whole thing, because I get that there is inner Earth. I get that it's a toroidal field. I get there's a bottom of Earth. And I get there's really nothing going on the sides of Earth.
Okay.
So it's top and bottom and inner inside. Yeah.
So cool.
So it's fun. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. So, right, I'm gonna totally butcher all these names, but in this
Okay.
picture we have the Temple of Kukulkan. Um, and it's really interesting because the amount of steps is equal to the amount of days in the year.
Mm.
And during the spring and autumn equinox, the setting sun casts a shadow down the northwest staircase that kind of like looks like a snake coming down, which is cool. Um, and then like it's also in my research I found that like the places where these temples are built are like markers of certain what's it called? Like like solstice hotspots
Oh.
where
Hmm.
Hmm.
like just strangely like picked like in the center of that. Um where like the autumn equinox will like happen or stuff like that. Which is really cool to think about. And it's like, damn, how did they know? But moving on to my next side of this book. Okay. So Sumerians and Mesopotamia. So the Sumerians, which were, living in about 5000 BCE, wrote that the Anunnaki, who came from heaven to earth, descended
Mhm.
and, instructed humanity. So within this, there's the myth of Enki and Enlil, humans who were genetically engineered to serve gods. And then there's a lot of talk about possible DNA manipulation, which, honey, you've spoken about before.
Hmm.
And what's most interesting is that around this time, um, there's like a sudden surge of agriculture, astronomy, and writing in the Sumerian culture, which could symbolize, or one could argue, what was the knowledge gifted to them by these beings. Yeah, so it could represent an early contact event, seeding human civilization after cataclysms. And yeah, so in the I don't know if they're not hieroglyphics, but in the sort of art that we see here, there's depictions of these gods with certain wrist devices and handbags that weren't from that time. So that could be possible technology, which is really
Yeah.
cool. So, honey, what vibe do you get off of these beings?
The most fun thing that's come through recently is that the handbags were basically um, they could put different frequencies or they could change. They were like a little computer that would help you go through the stargates. So you were basically choosing your route with the handbags. And the watches and the handbags are connected. So you'd use your handbag to get you there and to get you back
That's
because
so.
it was, yeah, it would interact with the Stargate.
And all we have now are lousy cars and planes. Like,
Right.
that's so cool. And it's so cool that, like, in recorded history, there's things recorded that supersede even our time. And, like, how is that even possible? It's really cool to think about. And
Mhm.
also, this sort of reminds me of last time when we were talking about hieroglyphics of like the half beast, half man. This is sort of reflective of that as
Right,
well.
Yeah.
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 right. So you think this is part of the DNA manipulation or the testing that was done in ancient Sumeria, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that I feel like they rose up against the Anunnaki. And the Anunnaki were so addicted to gold because it's what they needed for their atmosphere. And
Hmm.
I feel like they were just addicted to it anyway, like in general. They end up manipulating the DNA so that they could have people that would be willing to just dig gold all day. So, yeah, very interesting.
So basically, they came here, created a race of slaves,
Hmm.
and was trying to control it in their way. So they weren't really sharing any kind of wisdom with us or with whoever was here,
Oh,
and they weren't really kind to them on any level.
No, only if it benefited them.
mm.
If they taught them a certain kind of technology so that they could serve them better, then they would do it.
Right, like
Yeah.
agriculture, right?
Yeah.
Okay, grow your own food. Here it is. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Take it from here.
You said
Exactly.
that they built like a people of that would be digging gold. They
Yeah.
literally did gold digger. Ignore me, sorry.
Right. Oh, yeah. The gold digger. Oh, that's funny.
The whole
That
thing.
that brings it to
It was
today's
funnier
word.
in my head, you guys, please. Okay. In ancient China, there's a lot of mythology and writings about these yellow emperors. I think it was literally called the Yellow Emperor who came down on this dragon, as seen here in the first picture. Oh, so his name was Huangdi, and he came down from the heavens in a dragon. He taught medicine, writing, and agriculture. And so again, we see after like during this time, there's a jump in civilization where their medicine advanced, their writing advanced, and their agriculture also advanced.
Mhm.
Um, so the dragons are a huge symbol of Chinese culture, and all of these sort of serpentine beings across Asia. Um, the sky dragons could be early descriptions of advanced craft or reptilian-like beings. And then the transfer of technology parallels Sumerian and Egyptians, the gods teaching humans. Um, and then below, something that I also found interesting from this time period is a place called the Longyu Caves, which is just essentially this huge infrastructure that's just seemingly impossible to build at that time with the technology that they have. And to me, it sort of looks like ET-ish as well. It looks like something out of Avatar or Star Wars or something like really cool like that.
Hmm. Yeah. So, that one thing that they fooled us with is thinking that the tech was horrible and rudimentary and primitive from the past when it's actually like better than ours that we have now. Um, that definitely feels like it was created. I get for the reptilian race to be underground. It was a place. So we have to think about all the DNA for a minute here. Dragons, they came into this universe from another universe, and their DNA was taken advantage of by nefarious beings. So dragons are very wise, very long-lived, and also they're not negative. Like they don't have negative stuff that they're doing. They have a pretty good I don't know, they're upstanding citizens is like what comes in. Like they're good guys, right? But their DNA was used for nefarious reasons, and they were captured, they were mistreated, their eggs were stolen. Lots of stuff happened with dragons. And, some of those fourth density beings that were not nice and here on Earth were created from dragon DNA.
Mm,
And the reptilian race was extremely manipulable. Like you could manipulate their minds very easily. And they were not in charge. So that's important for everybody to know. They were not in charge. The tall grays were in charge and the Dracos were in charge. So basically, the reptilians were like a second class citizen in the fourth density. But it didn't mean that they weren't, doing what they wanted in a lot of ways. But I don't think they were that negative to humanity until other beings got involved. So
Huh.
there's that. Um, but did this guy fly in on a dragon? I get no. It was some sort of ship, but dragons were everywhere. So he may have introduced them even.
mm.
And do dragons come from the Draco constellation? Like, can you clarify the difference between draconians and actual dragons?
So, a Draco would be a much smaller being. So almost like a what are those, pterodactyl, maybe?
Yeah,
No. Um, the ones that actually have the big legs and the small arms,
T-Rex.
T-Rex. So those feel more like an in-between between the Draco and the dragon.
Mm,
Right?
Um, Now dragons were very big and very long. They would live for 10,000 years. Very smart, very wise.
right.
Um, and they had been in their own, drama in the other, WAR, in their own, universe, and they broke into this universe, which caused a lot of chaos. Now, they were just trying to escape what was going on, but they figured out how to break into this universe. So they were trying to save themselves, and they did, and we love them, the actual dragons. Um, the Draco feels like that constellation feels a little nefarious to me. It's
Mm,
almost like where things started getting messed with the DNA from the dragon.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
In my research about draconian star seeds, I think that there was like there is a negative connotation, but what I gathered most from them is that their mind operates in a very strategic way, a very masculine way. Um, And like how I would think about it would be like a strategist in the army or during WAR, and somebody who can do calculations and just very like head chakra. And I did like that is a quite like a part of our starseed quiz, but I didn't
Mhm.
get like I didn't want there to be any sort of like prejudice or negative association with like their sort of
There's, yeah, many kinds
yeah.
of dragons. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Draco are gone, just like the tall grays are gone, which were
Hmm.
human. They were humans gone wrong. So, I mean,
Who, the tall grays?
yeah. So they had basically screwed up their version of Earth so badly that they were trying to get, DNA information from us. They couldn't have babies anymore. So, there's probably a lot to unwind there. But if you have the soul of a dragon or a fire dragon or a water dragon or whatever kind of dragon,
Yes,
that's a beautiful thing.
because
Yeah.
it represents wisdom,
Loyal
longevity,
and like a big thing,
power.
Yeah.
yeah, like you find that one person and you're like bonded. Like, I don't know. That's what I get from that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have a friend who is half architect and half dragon. And he's actually a sibling, and I do shows with him all the time, Richard. And his mother was a dragon, and the way a soul gets created in the astral plane is basically consciousness gets put together. So there's no sex happening. It's all about consciousness and how that consciousness goes together for the best possible outcome for that being. Yep, very cool.
That's
Hmm.
so cool.
Should we do one more before we go?
Oh no, wait.
Or is
Okay,
that the
here
end?
we
Oh,
go.
there's.
Yes, yeah.
Um, this is my last slide too. For today. But right here I have the Indigenous Americas and star beings. And on the left-hand side, you'll see the Sego Canyon petroglyphs, which oh shoot, I didn't include what year they would have been made, but they're just these super elongated beings. And if you look closely, they literally look like tall grays or anything that you've seen in movies of like what aliens are supposed to look like, that looks like that. Um, and on the bottom right, we have a Hopi Kachina mask. Now, the Kachinas are sky beings, and in Native American culture, they would teach moral law and again agriculture. We're seeing that theme throughout like so many
Mhm.
parts of the world and time. Um, and then the tribes Zuni, Lakota, and Cherokee all record star people visits and unions with humans. So, like Honey said, that DNA mixture or whatever.
Right.
Uh, Sites like Chaco align with solstices and star positions. So, again, a big emphasis on like placement of things. Like, how do they know that this place is like aligning with the solstices? It's really cool. And then the ET connection is oral traditions record ongoing cyclical contact with interdimensional beings.
Hmm.
The Blue Star Kachina prophecy references a returning celestial body. So perhaps, once every generation or once a year, a god or a celestial star body would come and return and either give them information or just come say hi, who knows? But it's even like recorded on these petroglyphs here. They don't look like really anything human, or at least
Mm-mm.
I don't think so. Even this one in the middle kind of looks like one of those ant beings, like the praying mantis aliens. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
mantis beings,
Yes.
Yeah.
really, really smart
Yeah.
beings. Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm. And actually very helpful to humanity, but humans are quite scared of them.
I
So,
would be scared, be running for the hills. Oh,
yeah.
sorry. I do have one more slide. Okay,
Okay.
so ancient Greece and Rome, a big theme of gods from the sky. So we have the pottery showing Zeus holding the lightning, a fresco of Prometheus bringing fire to humans, and then the Delphi temple ruins, which a lot of people say is a portal. And even if you look at the bottom, it does kind of look like some sort of portal.
Hmm.
And
Right.
in the mythology, Olympian gods arrived from the heavens, excuse me, and interacted directly with mortals. The second picture, Prometheus gave humans fire and technology, that theme of the gods, giving us information
Mm.
Hmm.
against divine will. And Plato's Timaeus, uh, is basically described as like a hybrid civilization. And then, yeah, fire from the heavens, the Oracle of Delphi, that could be like an interdimensional communication site where the gods communicated with the mortals. But yeah, ancient Greece is also a hub of,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Major,
major.
Yeah, yeah.
major stuff. Yeah.
And then like
So many portals.
so many. And it just
Yeah.
like even extends like to like the Renaissance, Leonardo da Vinci, all of these like characters like just being so otherworldly and I don't know.
I think a lot of beings they've incarnated over and over again and almost built on that last incarnation with their knowledge.
Mm.
And like there are certain beings I get that um Jesus basically was also Buddha, was also, so it was the same soul kind of hopping around. And then what did Jesus do? He went and learned all the things from the Buddhists, from the Taoists, so, and that's recorded as well.
Yeah.
So, left messages here for himself, basically, to help himself awaken the next time. So, there's so much to dig into. This is really good, you guys.
There
Thank you
Yeah.
so
really is,
much.
and it's like it's just the same message in like different fonts and like different themes. It's all of these sky beings helping us, having like these magical qualities like fire, the solar wheel that we talked about, the Book of Enoch, everything. It's just so interesting that it's prevalent in every single time throughout our history and like what does that really say? And even as civilization progressed past Mesopotamia and we evolved, the same stories still exist. And it
Mhm.
even exists in like our Bible as well. So, which is a text that we still, heavily refer
Right.
to today.
Yeah.
And those are breadcrumbs for us to look back and to know that obviously there's godly people, there's extraterrestrial, whatever it is that we want to call them. Uh, but on many levels, they're the one that created that matrix
Hmm.
that we live in right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So, we have signs and ideas, and oh, you know what? This is coming from the sky, and those come from the sky, and this is how it was, and this is how it is. But then again, they created that matrix, that maze that we're running in, and we cannot find the way out or the way in,
Do,
Hmm.
to be
do you think that it's
which is basically the ladder for us to move forward, the way in,
Yes.
instead of running around in that maze, in that matrix maze, believing what we see and what we're conditioned to see as real.
Well, to your point, then, do you think that all of these stories and all of like these breadcrumbs throughout history telling the same stories are um like the Matrix was just putting them here and like which one will stick? Oh, the Bible stuck the longest. Like
No,
that's the
no,
story.
I think that they're actually somewhat true, telling us, they're telling us, hey, there's people from different planets. There's different that people that came from other places, gods, or however we wanted to call them back then. Uh, and they exist. And in today's world, we're running around, mainstream people, don't really believe that there's extraterrestrials right here.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
And we just live in a certain kind of matrix that was built for us to believe certain things. And now we're breaking that matrix down slowly, slowly.
absolutely. I love that. So I have to go. I have to do a an energy thing. So
No problem.
we always schedule these right before I have like a 4 o'clock thing. So I have to go, but this has been beautiful. And I love all the things that you guys had to say. And I'm really excited about the t-shirt. And I just want to impart to people that we are really in a beautiful time right now because all the attempts at ascension that we've made on Earth, we're finally in it. So enjoy it. And thank you,
Well said.
Dotan and
Thank you,
Tevelle.
thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
thank
Thank
Take care,
you.
you.
honey. Blessings.
Bye.
Bye.
Sorry I have to go so soon.
Okay.
Goodbye.
So, bye, honey. Have a beautiful rest of
Bye.
your
You
day.
too.
Bye.